Hi techies, in this session of Power Query, let us learn in add column what is the purpose of invoke custom function. So we'll pick up two files over here one by one and try to see how can we apply that over here. First I go to pick up the first file, in this case data tab, get data from file, Excel file. The first file connects over here. Select the file, work on transform data. Power Query opens up. Zoom in, Ctrl Shift plus. The option invoke custom function requires to create a function first and then apply that to a column. And to create a function, I need to create a blank query in which I must know how to work with M code language. So I'll right click and go to new query, other sources, blank query here, or I can go to home tab, new source, other sources, blank query. One of these two can work fine in this case. Apply that. I've got my formula bar available over here. I need to go to advanced editor either in home tab or in view tab, advanced editor over here. Both are same options, so I can go to advanced editor to apply my code. Before that I can rename my query and I want to, for example, apply the target sale increased by 15% next time or 20% next time. So I can have a custom built function available over here both for 15% as well as 20%. I can create those functions first and apply them whenever I have to apply that. So first I'll say I want to apply, for example, target 15% as my query available over here, and I go to the advanced editor over here to apply that. In this case, Ctrl Shift plus to zoom in again over here. So I'll name my function name as target 15%. That's my function name, which I must define in the bracket as a new parameter over here for my column in that case. So that is a sale column. I don't have to pick up that column name over here. I can define any column name over here as number. This is case sensitive, so I must maintain the case over here. Definition of the function goes with the parameter declaration and then goes with the formula to be applied, separated by equal to more than sign over here, and then I can apply the formula part over here. So I can say okay, fine, sale which I am declaring over here as a number should be adding up to 15% of sale. So I can say 0.15 over here as my bracket required in this case. This function becomes my final function available here. So I can copy that and paste it over here, and that becomes my final function. That is the general notation of M language. We can write that in this notation also, and we learned earlier in the custom function earlier that we can write a direct sequence also. But here we say okay, fine, we have a given statement here, like in the school days we used to have given something, for example, a is equal to 1, b is equal to 2. The formula used to come later thereafter. So I have a given statement which is my function name declared as a number. In this case I can declare 2 or 3 parameters also over here. Finally I can declare my parameters as a complete formula. In this case this can be a complete composition of the formula here. The result of this equation goes into this variable over here which I am saving over here. Done. It's trying to show the parameter example over here. So if I say, for example, 1000 and invoke the function, it will show me the example over here in the new form of the query, but the example answer comes in over here by invoke, and that is 1150. So I don't need this over here. I can right click and delete this over here and create another query. In this case, right click and go for duplicate one, double click second query, convert that to 20%, for example, over here. Go for the editor once again and then make a change here for 20 here, 20 here, and 20 here. You can define any functions like that and apply those when required. So I don't want to apply the example. In this case, I'll go for the direct working in my file. For example, over here, that's my Jan 26 file. That's my sale available. I want to upgrade the sale by 15% in Jan, for example. What do? I go to add column here, invoke custom function, which can show me the option of these two parameters over here as queries only. So I invoke the function here. My new column is, for example, sale 15%, for example. That's my target. What is the function query I want to apply? I want to apply this query over here, which is 15% in this case. Apply that. The moment I apply that over here, I get the option for value here, which I can take from my column, and my column in that case is this sale column available over here. Apply that here. That's it. That is a simple way I can apply this over here, and my new column will be created here. Okay, that's my new column created in this case. I have to apply the change step over here, change type in this case, to apply the change in this case. That will add to a new step in that case. So I can tweak my M code language a little in this case. Go to the end bracket here, comma, integer 64 type I can take. That's a type I'm declaring over here for this particular type in this case. Instead of covering that over here manually, I can define that in here only. And you saw that when I saw the comma there, I could see other types also. Gradually we can learn these types available there. Enter, and you can see the update has happened here without adding a step of changed type in this case. I can then go to pick up my next query either from here, file, Excel workbook, or I can go from here, right click, new query, file, and pick up that file again, the next file I want. I got my next file available over here. I'm in the transform window only. That is why the button doesn't show me the transform button over here. It shows me OK only. I apply that over here straight away. That table opens up. I need to apply 20% to February, for example. So I can go to add column here, invoke custom function. That's sale for 20%, for example. Apply that here. Function query is target 20%. Example is a column, which I can take as a sale in this case. Apply that here and see the example. Here we are. I can then go here, comma, int 64 type, go out of the bracket, press enter, and the change type happens in this case. I can verify that change applied over here using a calculator. So you can notice that in this case I can find 1440 into 20%. So 1440 into 1.2, 1728, that's the right answer. That's how it is working fine. So that shows me the way we can calculate that and try to apply this as a standard value. I can drag it up to combine that over here. That's the way I can handle my queries and apply smart queries available using invoke function available. The corresponding function in Excel is called lambda. Yes. So you can create custom functions in lambda to create a PF calculation, GST calculation, target calculation in Excel as well as in Power Query. Thank you. See you next time. Bye-bye.